It has become necessary to close school for all students, effective today at 1 p.m. through April 17th.
We get 3 weeks off, we'll all go back and we'll finish our senior year together. I thought it was just gonna be like a little break.
I was initially really happy.
I was finally getting like a break from practice, and then I thought like maybe like, oh, we're not gonna have school, so like maybe it'll be like, oh, I'll hang out with my friends or whatever.
Once it started going from 2 weeks to like a month to like 2 months.
And everyone was like rushing to the stores to get everything, and everyone was really scared. That's when it like really hit that this is like a big thing.
We don't know how long this virus will last, and we don't know how much it will spread or develop.
Yeah, teaching online, that's been, first off, I don't think anyone was prepared, right? It's just bottom line.
Teaching an AP class a month before the AP test was difficult, trying to figure all of that out.
I think we all put in more Zoom hours than we care to ever go through again.
Anytime you get put in a new situation, it requires new skills. And so I had to learn a new skill set.
I ask you students for academic integrity, to work with your teachers, to act responsibly, to continue to be a proud monarch, and to pray for an end to this unprecedented situation.
It's kind of like an avalanche. It started out small, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
At the beginning, we thought, well, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that's not going to be so bad, but we do have a lot of work to do to get up and be virtual so that the students can continue their learning during those couple of weeks.
Our assistant principal liked to call it crisis teaching. It was. We didn't know what we were doing early on.
We had parents who were upset. I want my kids back in school.
Everything that was being reported on the news was it would be a 2-week thing, 3 weeks, but then when it started going on and then on again, and it went beyond the first month,
It just kept going and going and going, and then then I lost prom, then I lost graduation.
And all the things that we thought, oh, we'll be able to have sports, we'll be able to have retreats, we'll be able to have student gatherings, homecoming, all those kind of things, all just kind of went out the window.
At first, they were like, oh, maybe we would just shift everything back to maybe the summer or something. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's not that bad. Until one day we got that email where prom was going to be canceled.
That's just like a high school event that everyone wants to go to.
I was really excited for prom actually, because it's like the last ever high school dance.
Every senior activity is going to be canceled for the rest of the year. And I was like, oh, it's over.
Then I was really disappointed because our whole senior year was taken away from us. I really feel for the seniors now because they're getting it a lot worse than we did. But yeah.
The big dream about what graduation is going to be suddenly takes a real left turn.
But being a part of Mater Dei, we actually got to have that parking lot graduation, and I just felt really, really grateful to be a part of that.
Constantly being bombarded in the media about death, about the dangers, about staying inside, about the lockdown, about the shutdown, about the stay at home, about wearing a mask. All of this stuff was really foreign to us before the pandemic.
We knew a few people, known some people who've been affected, who've passed away from the virus. Families have been deeply affected by it, and that's one of the reasons that we take everything so seriously.
Suddenly, fear became part of the conversation, and people became afraid to gather, afraid to be together, and rightly so. There was kind of this level of heightened anxiety that was hard for a lot of people to deal with. It still is.
I think allowing people to trust that the decisions that were being made were really in the best interest of the school and the safety of the students and everything else.
The summer was not a vacation summer. It was a summer of work, really, for our faculty and staff. I think we started as soon as school was out, brainstorming what we were going to do.
We only had 60% of the facts for months. So you weren't even able to wait till you had more information. You really had to make decisions in a moment. And so I think it was just being really convicted in those decisions.
It seems, I think, self-evident that we should not prepare to bring our children back into the school setting.
I think by summer we knew we were going to have to put together a very special program, a very special schedule. because of all of the news that we had from the health department, the CDC, and our diocese again.
Worked on it literally every day through the summer and up until the day before school started.
Called it pivoting, and you probably heard that word again and again. Okay, we're going to try this, but that's not going to work. We're going to go here, we're going to go here. Never, never, never giving up. But what was it? It was all about you guys.
And in essence, what we had to do was build a whole new school from the ground up.
There were no students on campus, and that was very hard for all of us who are adults and who are used to students on campus, you know, whether it's in the grotto, whether it's in the Levesque, whether it's out on the playing fields. But there was none of that. It was like the deserted village here on campus.
You know that my personality and who I am comes through maybe best in person. And so when I'm not in person, you know, maybe sometimes I say something witty or maybe something that I think is funny. It's not funny online. It's not.
I stand in awe of my colleagues, of the administration of Mater Dei, how they worked and reworked again and again and again, so that each and every one of you would be able to have the best of the best in this most challenging times.
I think this is a moment in history that is huge, and when you're right in the middle of it, you really don't realize it, but you know, when we get a chance to step back years from now, you know, a few years from now, you can look back and go, oh my gosh, what did we go through?
2 semesters ago when the pandemic first hit, it was a little different, it was a little, you know, hard. But now we understand, right? We understand the programs, we understand Zoom, Kaltura, we understand technology in a way that, you know, we would not have understood if this didn't happen.
I'm thankful we have this capacity for technology that even though you can't physically be close to people at times, there's still lots of ways to be connected.
We're in a new normal right now, and perhaps when we move forward, we'll be in a newer type of normal.
But I think if you got to think more of things as being a blessing, and you know, there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Last summer, I would have said, I have no idea. I don't see the light anytime soon. But I think now with the vaccinations, with you know, belief in science, faith in God, it has really kind of given me perspective as to believing that this is gonna end soon.
It reminded me of how connected I need to be as a human being. And when it's taken away from you, that's when you kind of realize it, you know. So it's kind of like absence makes the heart grow fonder. Kind of made me look for new ways or creative ways to connect with people. But I missed it.
Really just the experience of the people on this campus just made my faith stronger than it's ever been, because I just really saw people who are all about the mission and the philosophy of this school and the holistic formation of our students, and you know, sacrificed so much and continue to sacrifice things every single day. And if that doesn't make you a faithful person and recognize that we're all about doing something greater than ourselves, then you know, this isn't the place for you, but that's what this place is. And so I'm a much more faithful person today than I was a year ago.